So close yet so far for Ixo, who falls in 4th place and goes home with $600. Ocelon is currently sitting on 700 with Scrub right ahead of him on 750. That's thanks to Scrub's additional series win during league play. The winner of this though will lock in 250 more and get a shot at Fairy Peak and $500 tomorrow in the grand final.
Johnny.
Yes, Brian?
What do I win?
You actually won the entire Pride Pool for doing a really good job.
Fantastic. I will spend the Pride Pool wisely.
I knew you would, Brian. I never doubted you. I am really glad that many of you have downloaded Gift Your Game after hearing about it through this tournament. There's been tons of comments on Twitch chat, YouTube and Twitter, and it's been pretty much 100% positive feedback for the app, which is awesome because I do fully commend it to you guys. Alright, it's time to kick off the Gauntlet semi-final. Ocelon battled his way through Ixo to get here, and ready and waiting for him when he arrived was his opponent, Killa.
The Mannfield Night 5K Tournament. Here we find ourselves in the second to last round of this brutal 1v1 gauntlet bracket. Below us stands the penultimate boss in the EU 1v1 scene. This is his house, the game mode he's most known for. He's the 2-time 12 Titan champion, Killa. There are lots of reasons you wouldn't want to face this guy in a 1v1, despite the fact that he's only 15 years old. He's got a lot to prove, even though he's already won multiple 1v1 tournaments against the best players in the world. If he's able to conquer his first challenger in this gauntlet, he'll move on to face Fairy Peak, his teammate on Renault Vitality. And while that team may have struggled in RLCS Season 6, the 1v1 arena is where Killa is most confident. And the most dangerous.
Game 1, Killa versus Ocelon with Scrub in the red. And it seems fitting that these two should match up once again. What a shot by Ocelon to get things started. You know, kickoff goals are a bit of a controversial topic, but you don't get much better than that. He just puts it over the top of Scrub's challenge. And it even touches the bar on the way in. 1-0 within 3 seconds. Yes, the two players who finished 2nd and 3rd in league play and are playing for a chance to take on Fairy Peak for the entire tournament. Ocelon perhaps looked more impressive than Scrub against Fairy, but he wasn't able to handle Scrub in league play. 3-1 in favor of Scrub. Now here comes Scrub off the back wall. Looks like Ocelon has that one covered. He needs to be careful though. He's very low on boost. Does not catch the 100 on spawn. Scrub will. Scrub's not been able to work this advantage into his favor just yet. Ocelon is hanging on for the time being, but for how long? Killa looking for the floor pinch after the ceiling shot setup. Ocelon stands in the way. He does so again with a good save. That was a low boost play by Scrub, but a safe one at that. Now here comes Ocelon into Scrub's half. Just a cheeky pop at the near post will be denied. We're doing laps around the field now. And what could be a very close defensive matchup. That's a demo by Ocelon to set up the open net, but Killa spawn saves it. Scrub really should be seeing that demo coming though. I don't know how he got caught off guard by it. And he will return with a monster wall shot to get back into the game. Great speed by Scrub. Didn't even have his dodge left when he reached that ball, but he didn't need it. The shot was powerful enough. We're all tied up here in the first game. Killa with a strong kickoff of his own. 18 boosts to play with, but he's hit it right into Ocelon's path. Ocelon though might have overstepped the margin going for that boost. He's had to use all of it just to avoid conceding, or almost all of it. 27 and change is now what Ocelon has to play with. He sets up the first of probably many bump attempts on goalkeepers that we're going to see this series. Ocelon not with the best clear here. Killa has a ton of boost at the edge of the box, but he ran it right into Ocelon, who would have been very surprised if he conceded that one. Ocelon setting up another opportunity. He waits for the bounce, but he's hit the shot a bit early. Nervous attacking from both players in the last minute or so. Scrubkilla going to give it another go, but Ocelon closes the gap pretty safely as well. And now he's got the shot from distance. Scrubkilla with the save. That's Ocelon who's trying to weave in demos. He's almost got Scrub off guard there. In fact, he did, but his open net accuracy wasn't all there. Scrubkilla flip reset, lands it, almost gets a dunk as well, but he might be conceding. Indeed he will. That's the risk that Scrubkilla took when he went for this flip reset play. He has made those with some success in the past, but certainly not the most reliable move that we've seen from him. And that's 3-1 from Ocelon, 2 kickoff goals. This one a lot easier than the first one for him to put in. Weirdly, Scrub off to the side on that kickoff, maybe trying to read Ocelon doing the same thing, but Ocelon just went goal side, as he will here, and now Scrub matches him. That's the kickoff that you're most likely to expect on the diagonal between these two. Scrubkilla taken to the air yet again. Is he going to follow through with this one? Tries to, but Ocelon again with an easy save. Scrub doesn't have any boost left over to play with after the first and second shots are made. Ocelon flick and pop, but he's missed the ball, and now here comes Scrubkilla on the counter. Has he taken too long here? He has indeed, but he gets the block underneath Ocelon. And we do have a 1-goal game now in favour of the Dutchman, who challenged a bit too high. He was expecting Scrub to shoot that towards the top corner. Good composure by Scrub to find the gap. Needs to find one more goal now to bring game 1 back. He's wave dashed to close the distance here. Both players very low on boost. Ocelon, I think, expected Scrub to have more there, so he's given him a little bit of space and respect. Bump avoidance from Ocelon on point, setting up a flick off the wall. Just going to be another pop attempt with a potential bump involved, but so far both players doing pretty good at avoiding those. Scrub looking for one on the wall. Wave dash recovery from Ocelon, and a good one at that. He was in a lot of danger if it wasn't for that wave dash, and he's in a lot of danger now. Scrubkilla with the open net, and he's not going to miss that one. And he does tie up the game with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. Ocelon just could not recover after being boost starved in his own half. Tried to pressure the ball to no avail. Scrubkilla kickoff goal shot. Ocelon saves it. Scrub has the boost now. Ocelon again chooses to pressure the ball, but this is risky business. He has to be so careful. Scrub is just waiting for the misplay to happen so he can make this boost advantage work in his favour. A lot of hiding behind the ball here by Scrub. Ocelon doesn't flip over it this time. Wall challenge goes pretty even, but it's Ocelon a little bit out of position. Might have just passed this as well to Scrubkilla. He's trying to find the winning goal in the final 30 seconds here. Ocelon doing a stellar job of playing this one out with no boost, but at some point he'll have to grab 100. That is an unbelievably powerful flick, especially considering the pace of the run-up and the boost that Ocelon had available to him. Scrub's got to be pretty worried now because he's got to defend a 100 boost flick, and it's going to be another bump attempt. This time Ocelon connects, but only barely, and Scrubkilla recovers on the inside of the post. He can't quite get the counter-attack shot in though. Still, what a save by Scrub to take this one into overtime. Huge game 1 from both players. Scrubkilla with the advantage after the first kickoff. There's the shot. Ocelon is there to save it, and now he has a chance to counter down the line. Scrub will be in goal to defend, and Ocelon goes for the mind game, and he pulls it off. It's been all flicks and bumps from Ocelon so far, but he mixes it up in overtime, and he will be rewarded. It's 1-0 in favour of the Dutchman. Game 2. Scrub Killa in the blue this time. Can he remedy what just went wrong for him in the first game? Also with a couple of kickoff goals and some big plays. Did take it. That's a crossbar save for Scrub Killa to start things off. You know, when most people saw the lineup for this tournament, they thought the final was already secured as Scrub Killa versus Fairy. Those two have been the most dominant ones players throughout Rocket League history. Ocelon is really showing up big in this tournament, making a 3-horse race. But he has to be so careful because Scrub Killa will not go down without a fight. He gets the first goal in Game 2. Risky play from Ocelon this time. Going for a long-range air dribble dunk attempt. Scrub Killa getting in the way of it. His open net finishing has been on point so far in the series. Ocelon just passing it right to Scrub. That was an open net shot, and Scrub's going to put it in on the rebound. You can't be doing that if you're Ocelon. Scrub Killa reading his mind here and not wasting any time for the follow-up as well. 2-0 already in the second game. I think Ocelon had the lead throughout Game 1, except when Scrub Killa brought it back with an equalizer. Now we get to see what Ocelon's going to do from behind. He did have a couple of impressive comebacks this tournament. Even the last round against Ixo, that's some good defense by Ocelon, but Scrub Killa boost starves him. Now Ocelon has 0. Gets over the top of the bump, but he has to be so careful. Scrub's got enough boost that he can miss one bump one way and then still hit it the next way. Scrub Killa looking for a double touch off the floor, not for the first time this tournament. Ocelon almost gets it past him on the counter attack, but Scrub Killa is still being as annoying as possible and making as many awkward touches as possible, but Ocelon does not get baited in by any of them. And he puts in the first goal for himself. It's a 1-goal game now. The series remains exceptionally close. Is this a chance for Ocelon to start 2019 with a bang? It's definitely going to be an absolute banger of a kickoff goal once again. Scrub Killa not getting goal side does get punished. Ocelon dominant on the face-off so far. And he continues to dominate. He's going to go and score another one. Take a 3-2 lead just like that. Scrub Killa's 2-0 lead is gone. And he has to make a comeback himself. Plenty time to do it in though. Ocelon still pressuring on face-offs. Finally Scrub gets a possession out of one. He's looking like he's setting up an air dribble here. Looking for Ocelon with the bump, but Ocelon avoids him very well. Scrub Killa is going to bump him from behind as he recovers, but he didn't put him in that awkward a spot. Flip reset from Ocelon just to try and keep away from Scrub Killa, and now he's got to run away from the bump. Ocelon's done well in this exchange. He's managed to get a little bit of a boost advantage for himself. I don't know if he's aware just how much of an advantage he had. Scrub Killa was really trying to close the gap there, but he didn't manage to. Just enough of a touch there from Ocelon to get the ball over Scrub. Now here comes Scrub off the ceiling. Ocelon not challenging early. Scrub Killa gets multiple touches, but Ocelon gets in the way of it. It was a bit of a deceptive ceiling shot, but not the most powerful one, and Ocelon has undone Scrub at the near post. He passes it to himself off the side wall, or the back wall rather. And he's up 4-2. Ocelon looking so clean right now. I've honestly never seen him play this confidently in my life. This tournament might be the one that he really shows up and shows everybody what he's all about. Such calm play, such composed play, such controlled play. He's really making this difficult for Scrub Killa. He's going to make it 5-2. And Scrub Killa doesn't know what to do. He's got 2 minutes and 14 seconds to figure out game 2, or it's going to be all over. Luckily for Scrub, this is a best of 7. He's going to miss a kickoff goal though, and that doesn't bode well. Ocelon's been scoring his. Scrub Killa a little bit panicky now, shoots from a position that he's never really going to be the favourite to score from. Now Ocelon's boost starts Scrub. He beats him to the ball to make it 6 goals in a row. And can you believe it? Scrub Killa looks like he's on the ropes. Of course, the reverse sweep is never out of question with Scrub. But with how well Ocelon is playing, I don't think you want to take him into game 4, trailing by 3. 1 minute and 45 seconds for Scrub Killa in the second game. Ocelon is just shutting down everything he tries to do at the moment. The biggest weakness for Scrub is one that's always been a question mark in his game, and that is his flick. You know, it's a decent shot, but it's nothing compared to the likes of an Ixo, an Ocelon, even a Fairy Peak, all able to put more threatening flicks on target when they need to. That's really causing problems for Scrub because he's not been able to set up the ground shots like he wants. He's just going to shoot from distance again, and Ocelon is going to easily mop that one up and waste a bit more time with the recovery, even taking control of the ball again. 1 minute now for Scrub to come back. Ocelon just needs to hold on. He's done more than enough to win this game already. He's reading absolutely everything Scrub's doing. It seems like whenever Scrub wants to get close to Ocelon's net, Ocelon's challenging early. Whenever Scrub wants to shoot from distance, Ocelon's backing off. It's difficult to teach this sort of game sense, this awareness. This is just hours and hours of practice in the ones arena. Able to shut down one of the most feared and deadly opponents in the world. He's just put in the 7th consecutive goal to take surely a win in game 2. Scrub Killa really up against it now in this best of 7. He's just going to try and score something fancy here. I smell a flip reset. There it is. Scrub Killa will put it in, and that's a pretty good goal, albeit a little bit late. Scrub Killa knew that there was no pressure there. That was just consolation at best. It's certainly one of the best goals we've seen all tournament. A brilliant flip reset shot. Did see, I think, a couple from Bluey that might rival it, and a couple from Flakes as well. Will Ocelon go for one himself? You bet he will. He's landed it, and he gets it on target, and he does dunk it in. So both players finishing off game 2 with flip reset plays. I think Scrub got a piece of this one, but Ocelon managed... Oh no, it was just an own goal by Scrub. I thought Ocelon might have touched it again. But either way, Ocelon does now lead the series by 2 games. Game 3, Ocelon in the blue this time. Scrub Killa trailing by 2. Not many would have expected that. Especially after he was able to take Ocelon down pretty routinely in league play. I think that Scrub's win over Ocelon was probably the most impressive out of the 3 players that did beat him. Here comes Ocelon with an air dribble. He's hit the crossbar courtesy of Scrub Killa, who will long range shoot from the wall. I put it in long before Ocelon can think about getting back home. A good start for Scrub Killa in game 3. Ocelon maybe doing a little bit too much there. I mean, I've been impressed with the way he's mixing up his offensive plays, going for a mind game to win game 1 after realizing that the air dribble bumps were not working too well. He's had a couple of flicks and a couple of shots. The standard air dribble is definitely not a bad idea. Great save by Ocelon. And he's done so without wasting too much boost, and now he can close the gap and take the 100 from Scrub's corner. Ocelon looking for another wall play. This is very, very bold. He's trying to grab the boost on spawn. He's a bit early. Scrub Killa couldn't get it either. And Scrub Killa will get the ball over the top of Ocelon. He was waiting on top of the mid boost, hoping that it would spawn in time. It's maybe a little bit careless for Ocelon. Threw in her backwards challenge and in fact flipped the wrong way. Got a little bit inside his own head there. 2-0 Scrub Killa. This is the exact same score that we had at the start of last game. And what followed was 1 goal for Ocelon and then 2 kickoff goals to take the lead. Scrub Killa looking for another flip reset play maybe. No, it's just a solid air dribble over the top. And Ocelon can't get in the way of it. That's a very nice mix-up by Scrub. Ocelon saw the option of the flip reset, so he's challenged as early as possible to try and get the hits on the ball before Scrub can land on it, and then make another dodge into it. Scrub wasn't even interested in the flip reset. He just went straight over the top, which is the counter to the hard direct challenge. It's a decent flick by Ocelon. He's looking very impressive with his front flip flick so far, but Scrub Killa has realized that he has a boost advantage again, and he's going to make it 4-0. This game's really starting to get away from Ocelon now. He started to make his comeback last game after going down by 2, but 4 goals against Scrub is a lead that few people have been able to shut down in the past. So 3 minutes and 29 seconds to do it in. Scrub Killa winning another kickoff is not going to help his cause, and he's going to put a flick on target. One of his first flick goals of the series, and it's after the strong face-off win. He's pushed it to the side to get past Ocelon's preferred hook kickoff. And now he's mixed in the hook kickoff himself. Scrub Killa is starting to flex his own kickoff variety. Let's take a look at what Ocelon went for in this. Yeah, there you go. So now Ocelon's trying to counter Scrub's previous kickoff strat by switching sides on the ball, but Scrub also switched sides, and he did so with a stronger hitbox. 6-0. This is the danger of playing against Scrub, is that you can really start to put goals past you at an unbelievable rate of knots. Ocelon might just have to try and steady the ship in defense here, because right now Scrub Killa is popping off. He's going to put in a 7th goal. We're not even halfway through game 3. Ocelon has to try and stop conceding here. He could let his head go down a little bit going into the rest of the series. Scrub Killa looks to put more past him than anyone else has this tournament. I'm not sure what the most goals anyone has scored against Ocelon is in the tournament. To update you guys on that one after the game is over. Scrub Killa is dominating right now. Wants a bump here. He's hit it a bit too low, and now a chance for Ocelon to counter, and he will get the first goal of the game just as we reach halftime. You know, if Scrub could take a 7-goal lead in less than half the game, why can't Ocelon come back from a 7-goal deficit with slightly more than half the game? Scrub Killa with the first chance after the face-off, but Ocelon should be able to pick this one up for free. It wasn't the best wall shot by Scrub. He has had impressive wall shots so far. This is a very interesting play, actually. Scrub Killa deciding to stay very close to this one. He's in a bit of an awkward spot now, as Ocelon takes both of his back corner boosts, one after another, and he's not done yet. In fact, I believe he might have been able to score that. It was a little bit too high, perhaps. Scrub Killa completely out to boost, though, and Ocelon should know that. Scrub's done well. He's going to even take the back corner boost for himself, and straight away look to transition into offense. Ocelon saves this one, but it's still precariously close to his goal. The 6-goal lead stands for Scrub Killa. Some impressive zero boost defense. Ocelon looking for an air dribble of his own. It's going to be top corner after Scrub's hit. And maybe, just maybe, there is hope in this game for Ocelon. That last touch just took it away from Scrub Killa, who was unable to dodge in between the ball and his goal. It's 90 seconds now for Ocelon. No kickoff goal to follow the air dribble. But he's going to get one back as Scrub Killa carelessly leaves the ball in wide open play. He's trying to dodge towards the boost and maybe clip the ball while doing so, but ends up missing and looking a little bit silly in the process. Ocelon with a chance on the face-off. He's going to close the distance with a dodge and shoot it on target. And that's 4 goals in a row for Ocelon. And we have a real game in our hands. So important for Scrub that he wins a kickoff here, or at least doesn't lose it incredibly badly. In fact, he did, and Ocelon almost put another one in. Scrub Killa with a key bump to stop Ocelon from straight away transitioning back into attack. This is really impressive zero boost defense by Scrub. He's gluing himself to the ball, but he's got to save a tough shot with no boost to do it, and he will! And that could be the save that saves Scrub's series. Now he breaks out of defense and turns it into offense. And he makes it a 4-goal game yet again. What a stop by Scrub Killa. Ocelon was the heavy favourite from that position. But Scrub manages to get in the way of it. And we're going to have probably a 2-1 series now in favour of Ocelon, who's not wasting any time. He can't, of course, waste any time now. Has to go straight for the goal with every single opportunity he gets, but it's not going to work out. And in comes Scrub Killa for the double touch. He's accidentally hit the crossbar. Ocelon with the air roll shot, desperately trying to get the goal that he would have needed about a minute ago. He just can't find it. Scrub Killa in control as we finish off the final minute of game 3. It was that one save, the 0 boost save from Scrub, or at least low boost save, that kept his series alive. He gets the first win on the board. Game 4, Scrub Killa in the blue this time. Can he continue what he started in the 3rd game? Or is it going to be more Ocelon kickoff pressure? It looks like the latter will be the case, but all he gets this time is a save from Scrub and a demo. Scrub Killa didn't have time to pick up 100 boost, and here comes Ocelon again, going for the top corner, trying to make it difficult for Scrub to save and counter, but that's exactly what Scrub is going to do. And it's more impressive goalkeeping from the young Scot. He really made a name for himself when he started his professional rugby league career as a goalkeeper. That's what he was known for before anything else. Even before he was known as a kickoff master, he was lauded as being one of the best goalkeepers in the world, but he can't save that one. Ocelon with a beautiful shot from distance, tie things up. Scrub Killa getting a bit too close, and that's going to keep Scrub honest now. Ocelon needed a long shot there just to not just back Scrub down this time, but also in the future. It's probably going to give him more space when he dribbles. Scrub's going to be afraid of more shots. Good defense by Ocelon, blocking every possible angle that Scrub had at his disposal. Scrub Killa, multiple bumps onto Ocelon, but they don't really do anything. Ocelon's going to continue driving forwards and get the 2-1 lead. Scrub thought that he'd messed Ocelon up a bit more here. In fact, he just ran out of boost and couldn't continue driving into him. Just inside the first minute, Ocelon takes another lead. Scrub Killa should be able to equalize here, as Ocelon has a tough save, but he makes it. What a stop by Ocelon. Seriously, the battle of the goalkeepers right now. He's looking for the boost on spawn. And it was in time for him to get it. But Scrub Killa fakes Ocelon underneath the challenge, and he ties up the game. Ocelon was in a bit of an awkward spot, and he just kept boosting out of position there even when he noticed Scrub wasn't going to make the flick play. A bit of a panic, perhaps. It wasn't the most ideal situation, to be fair. Ocelon knows Scrub Killa probably has that one under control, but he's decided to challenge anyway. That may have been a mistake. Really could have cost him a goal, but for now he's holding on to the tie game. Into the air goes Scrub. He's looking for another flip reset, and he will get another flip reset, but this time he doesn't get as solid a contact on the shot, although he did get some decent placement on it. It was close to sneaking in the bottom corner. Ton of flip reset plays by Scrub, and another 50-50 down low. Ocelon needs to challenge a bit lower here. That's 2 goals in a row where he's gone over the top of the ball and also not even through it that time. The angle that he chose to come from wasn't even a bad decision. Ocelon has to back up and front flip shot, but it's a save by Scrub this time on the kickoff goal. These guys just are not wanting any kickoff goals to go in right now, but Ocelon mind games Scrub. What is going on in game 4? We got ridiculous saves and mind games all over the place. Scrub Killa wanted to save a top corner shot, expecting it to come fast, but Ocelon puts it in the top corner. after a bounce. Just over 2 minutes into the game, Ocelon with another crushing kickoff. And he knows Scrub is not likely to challenge that one. Air dribble dunk attempt, blocked by Scrub, but he gets kicked into the corner, and Ocelon will turn around and put it in the open net. Expertly done by Ocelon. A lot of players wouldn't even realise that this is a goal-scoring opportunity. He knew he could bump Scrub away from the ball and still get around it to put the shot on target before Scrub would recover. The lead changes hands once again. Scrub Killa looking to remedy that fact. It's a nice setup he's got, and the air roll will be enough to add sufficient power to the ball for it to reach the top corner. Ocelon actually had 32 boost here, but the shot by Scrub was just too fast for him to react to. We are all tied up. You've got to think now that if Scrub can win this game, you know, he could run away with this series, having won 2 in a row. But Ocelon is hanging on for now, just waiting for his opportunity to come. Scrub Killa puts it into the back wall, but Ocelon can use the wall to make up for the boost disadvantage. He's still trying to keep up ball pressure. He's forced Scrub into a ceiling play, and they'll turn around with a strong challenge. And you know, if that had rebounded off the wall instead of rolling down, I wonder if Ocelon would have gone up for it. Scrub Killa can't get the save this time. In a very, very strange position. You don't expect Scrub to let this one in, but he's defended his wall a bit more than his goal. Of course, he doesn't want to give Ocelon too much space to dribble closer. That's why he's thinking of going back towards him. But you've got to be afraid of the power shots as well. These two have not been holding back with their power shots at all. Ocelon stays close to the ball, just close enough to cover most of his goal. Scrub got it past him, but not into the net. There's more shadowing from Scrub. Ocelon gets the bump this time. It's been a long time coming, but he makes it count. And it's a 2-goal game now in favour of Ocelon, in a game which has been so close, back and forth. 1 goal one way, then 1 goal the other way. To get a 2-goal lead is huge. Ocelon's kickoff continues to hold up. Scrub Killa on the ball though. Flicks it from distance. Ocelon can't save that one. And it's now Ocelon who's going to have to back up and give Scrub a little bit more respect. These two are really using this game to force each other to shadow from a little bit further back. We've had a long shot from Ocelon. Power shot across the goal. Now Scrub Killa with a long range flick. Expect to see distant shadowing in the final minute of this game. It's just a great play by Ocelon, and he's setting up another goal for himself. But this touch over the top of Scrub is so impressive. There's almost nothing that Scrub can do there, because if he does turn around, Ocelon is going to beat him to it, and if he backs off, Ocelon's not going to make that flick play. It's just going to keep on dribbling. Very, very clean outplay in the midfield, with almost no boost as well, and Ocelon mixes in an early challenge. Doesn't want to back off just yet, but he's missed the ball, and now Scrub has an open net. I think he might have just missed it. Indeed he has. That was Scrub's chance to make it a 1-goal game, but he's hit the post. Ocelon has just got to hold on for 50 more seconds, and he'll get triple match point against Scrub Killa. Scrub beat him 3-1 in the league. He's about to move 3-1 up in this series, much to the surprise of almost everybody watching, I'm sure. Scrub Killa is not going to let him go easily. He gets the demo, and there is the goal to follow. He just never gave up on this play. Scrub Killa was hunting Ocelon left, right, and left again, and he finds him close to the net. 29 seconds. We have a 1-goal game. Perhaps the most important game of the series. Ocelon could put Scrub in such an awkward spot if he wins, but if Scrub wins, then all of this hard work from Ocelon will have been for nothing but a tie series. It's 15 seconds now. Scrub gets the 100 boost. Ocelon has 30. Another bump by Scrub, but how is he going to get the ball into the middle? He's used all his boost just to back off and get 100 more, but Ocelon's given it to him. Scrub Killa needs to get the ball into the air, or does he? It crosses the line. Scrub Killa ties it with Just split seconds to spare. The shot makes it into the goal. And there cannot have been much time left there. We're just waiting for it to freeze and for the endgame screen to appear, but it never happened. It looks like we're going to get overtime here. Both players very low on boost. Hang on a second though, Ocelon's kept it up for Scrub. He'll keep it up for himself. Early challenge by Ocelon. Now he's got an opportunity, but it's a bit awkward. Scrub is actually going to keep it up again. We're not done. In game 4, regulation time. Scrub Killa looking for an air dribble. Gets a bump, but the floor this time will save Ocelon. And into overtime we go. Ocelon with a really, really big kickoff win. The shot is high but slow. And Scrub Killa gets in the way of it. Now Ocelon doesn't have enough boost to take control of the ball. He has 100 to defend with, but Scrub Killa almost wins the game by an own goal. Ocelon putting it off the post near the crossbar level as well. Strong challenge by Ocelon, but Scrub's tripping him up, trying to take him out of the game so he can have a 1v1 against an open net. Ocelon's defense continues to be quite intimidating. 38 seconds into OT. It's Ocelon with one of his first chances to score. Scrub Killa backs off, gives him a lot of space, and Ocelon flicks it from very close range. Scrub Killa did get a save, and he's got a lot of space to work with here. He's setting up a flick shot to the top corner. It's actually just a top shelf shot for Scrub to win the game. It's such a smart play to cross sides there. Put Ocelon on the wrong foot. Make sure he can't get 100 boost in the back corner and tie up the series. We're going into game 5 with a 2-2 score. Game 5, Scrub Killa in the blue again. And he's on a 2-game win streak as well. He managed to shut down the comeback from Ocelon in the previous game. What a save by Ocelon to start off game 5 though. Scrub Killa looking for space again. That's how he was able to win the last game. To be honest, his flicks are looking as good as I've ever seen them, our Scrub Killa's. I think the transition back to Octane has really helped him there. Ocelon with not much boost again, and he can't save this one. Scrub Killa takes a 1-0 lead in 30 seconds. The boost advantage was just a little bit too much. Ocelon panicked there, flipped into the ball, when he would have done better doing nothing at all. Now he's got it all to do. He started off this series so well, and he had a real chance to take a 3-1 lead also. All he had to do was prevent Scrub from scoring a goal with 1 second remaining. Scrub Killa gets a freebie. What is this from Ocelon? He gets demoed and then decides to rush a challenge in slow motion, if that makes sense. You know, if you're gonna ball chase, good idea to be going supersonic. Ocelon, careless misplay, giving Scrub a 2-goal lead. Scrub Killa should be able to retake possession here. He's actually going to boom it towards Ocelon, who will give it straight back, and Ocelon has to defend against another Scrub Killa attack. This time the crossbar's got him covered. But can Ocelon make another impressive game performance? It's mind games from close range, but Scrub Killa stands strong in the way of it, and he's got an open net to counter, make it 3-0. Starting to look a lot like game 3 now. Scrub Killa running away with it a little bit. And where does Ocelon go from here? He's already done enough to make this one of the most exciting series that we've seen so far in the whole tournament. And I'm sure that all of you would love to see more from him. What does he have in store? More kickoff goals, which certainly help his cause. Still down by 2. That should be another kickoff goal actually. Ocelon with a couple in a row makes it a 1-goal game. And Scrub Killa He's going to have to change something up. It's so rare that Scrub Killa has to be the one adapting on face-off in 1v1. But is it time that he starts mixing in a couple of other strategies? Does he want a half-flip kickoff maybe on the straight spawn? Ocelon can't stop the slow roll by Scrub. It's 4-2. As a bounce shot goes over the top of Ocelon's wall defense. That's so smart by Scrub to let this one hit the floor, because it's more difficult to save low shots, that are bouncing far away from the wall when you're already stationed high up on the wall. He's done that a couple of times actually, has Scrub Killa. Ocelon has a chance to cross Scrub over, but he's decided to go straight down the middle. Not sure about that one. He's going to have to probably say goodbye to that offensive play. Here comes Scrub Killa again. He's not making this the safest confirmation of a win, is he? He's trying to make every risk possible. What a save by Scrub. Ocelon had the open net momentarily, but it's now him who's stuck around a little bit too long in offense, and Scrub Killa makes it 5-2. And to make that twice in a row, that Ocelon has overstayed an attack with low boost. He's not playing the smartest game here. 2 mistakes like that in a row. Very un-Ocelon-ish. And then you think back to the challenge that we saw for the second goal Scrub scored. That also was not something you expect to see from Ocelon. He's got Scrub in goal with no boost. He's just going to chip a shot on target to keep Scrub in an awkward spot so he can grab 100 and put a much faster shot on target. The crossbar to the rescue for Scrub Killa. Low 50-50 for Ocelon to get Scrub out of the game, but only for so long. Scrub's back for another save. Ocelon just can't find a way past him right now, despite the fact that he has 100 boost to almost nothing. More zero boost defense expertise by Scrub Killa. Ocelon still on the hunt. One air roll shot into the crossbar will get it past Scrub again, but not into the goal. It's more Ocelon offense and more Scrub Killa saves on absolutely everything. This is a clinic. How to defend your net without 100 boost. Mind game from Ocelon. This time Scrub makes sure to catch a piece of the ball, but it's another 100 boost pickup by Ocelon. And Scrub Killa, he's holding on, but he can't hold on any longer. Disciplined offense by Ocelon. Excellent defense by Scrub Killa. But in a long exchange like that, the attacker will always be the favorite. It doesn't matter how well you defend. Sometimes you're just forced into a position that's a little bit too precarious. 2 goals in it now. Ocelon with a lot of space, and he's got a fast moving ball. So many options. He pops it into the middle, but he can't get it on target. Trying to do a little bit too much there was Ocelon. He's sticking around with almost no boost again, but this time it's going to work out. Ocelon just sneaks it past Scrub with a last second flick, and it wasn't a moment too late as well. 1 goal in it. Another strong kickoff for Ocelon. No doubt incoming. This time Scrub Killa gets a redirect on it to prevent the kickoff goal. Ocelon has Scrub exactly where he wants him though. He was going for the air dribble bump that time, and he's just given another counter-attack goal to Scrub. Looking for a demo from behind. That's too risky. Great recovery by Scrub. Look at that. He just doesn't waste any time. As soon as he's landed, he's already back up in the air and shooting from distance. I don't think many people expected the series to go like this, with Ocelon scoring kickoff goals and Scrub Killa being forced into defense and on the back foot. I mean, this used to be the playstyle that Scrub was most known for, but more recently he's been one of the best bullies in offense that you've ever seen. It's going to be another open net for Scrub. 7-4. Ocelon misplays off the wall. You know, you can forgive him for trying a wall play, but he needs that first touch to be almost perfect if he wants to get it past Scrub. This time the first touch wasn't even a contact on the ball. Ocelon has the flip reset in the ceiling. He's doing a pirouette into this one. Scrub Killa somehow gets in the way of it. And that was so creative by Ocelon. But he gets no goal for his trouble. It's looking like Scrub Killa is going to take a 3-2 lead here. Pinch shot by Scrub, just off target. But he doesn't need more goals. He's already done what he has to do for game number 5. And he's going to make it 3 in a row. It was close, just like the last game. but the result is the same. Scrub Killa takes the W, and now he has double match point. Last chance for Ocelon to save his tournament. He's in the blue against Scrub, who's on a 3-game win streak. Ocelon gets a demo early on. If Scrub spawned on the side in front of him, Ocelon could have gone for a double. He's going to turn around for a close range flick. Crossbar has been saving so many shots for Scrub Killa in the last few games. Look at that by Ocelon. You don't get much closer than that when you pull out a flick and actually score. Holy cow, Scrub Killa didn't have much to say about that one. 1-0 Ocelon in Game 6. I'm sure everybody right now would love to see a Game 7 between these two. Ocelon has, I think, certainly done enough to deserve a Game 7. Maybe not a series win. A Game 7 would be appropriate, I think. This time Scrub Killa is going to pile drive a challenge over the top and tie up the game. It's not going to be easy for Ocelon to get to Game 7. I'll tell you what though, if he can keep getting a couple of kickoff goals every game, that will definitely help a significant amount. 30 seconds into this one, 2-1 lead for Ocelon. Scrub Killa refusing to change up his kickoff. He could be faking on diagonals, he could be half flipping on the straight spawn, he could be delaying his approach on the offset spawn. There's lots of things he could do differently, but he just wants to keep on doing what he's always done. That is play brute force Rocket League, an air dribble for Scrub. Or just actually more of a wall shot really. A single touch is all he needed. Ocelon wasn't too far off making contact, but Scrub Killa gets it past him with a very nice shot. It's even more well done to realise that he had a chance there to beat Ocelon to the ball and put it into the net. A big chance for Ocelon. What he does here is going to tell us a lot about his plans for this game. It's just going to be another bump attempt, and this time Scrub can't get in the way of it a second time. Although he got a little bit of a touch on this one. He wasn't able to recover and get a second. Scrub Killa wasn't far off though. That was a valiant effort. But Ocelon will catch the ball as it hits the ground and puts it on target. Another kickoff goal for Ocelon. Scrub Killa. Oh, Ocelon's missed it actually. I was about to say Scrub Killa should really start mixing it up a little bit more. Sometimes if you're losing kickoffs, the best thing to do is change your strategy completely. Scrub Killa is not doing that right now, and he's putting himself in awkward spots, and he does go down 4-2. It should have been 4-2 on the kickoff. It is 4-2 now. Strong challenges by both players already this game. Ocelon maybe looking for a ball chase here. No, he's going to just go for the boost, but he's dodged into it, and Scrub's beat him to it. Now here comes Scrub Killa with another air dribble. Ocelon saves it. What is he going to do now? He's got not much boost. We saw some great zero boost defense from Scrub at the end of last game, but Ocelon can't hold on for anywhere near as long. Scrub Killa scores almost immediately. Ocelon was a bit panicked. He just wanted to try and put in an early challenge, or a challenge as early as he could, I suppose. Not feeling very comfortable with zero boost in defense. Scrub Killa now. A chance to tie the game. Into the air we go again. What's it going to be? It's going to be another air dribble into the top shelf, and Ocelon's all too scared of the air dribble bumps. He's waiting for Scrub Killa to fly over him here so that he can then fly into the ball after avoiding the bump, but Scrub Killa didn't even go for the bump this time. He just dribbled the ball into the top shelf. That's what Ocelon did not try to counter. There's the kickoff goal though for Ocelon. It's 5-4. That should be, it's his second kickoff goal of the game. It should be his third. He's destroying Scrub on kickoffs. This time Scrub Killa loses it territorially, but still beats Ocelon to it. Good save though by Ocelon. He's got a chance now to counter. Scrubkilla looking a little bit risky perhaps, but Ocelon doesn't have his dodge when he reaches the ball. Scrubkilla looking to take control with 11 boost in defense. Ocelon though trips him up on the landing, and he'll take the ball for himself. He's turned around early actually. Doesn't want to waste any time because he knows although he doesn't have 100 boost, nor does Scrubkilla. Scrubkilla gets it over him though, and that's going to be the tie game. Ocelon with a careless challenge in plain sight. I think he needs to be a little bit more deceptive with his approach. You know, coming in with a rush challenge when your opponent is hiding behind the ball and they can't really see what you're doing, that makes sense, but it definitely doesn't make sense. Holy cow, wait a second! That might be the best save we've seen all tournament. Ocelon looked like he was about to concede a kickoff goal, but somehow he's kept it out. And I honestly don't know how he's managed it. That save was so good, I forgot what I was talking about before this. I actually don't know, I've lost my train of thought. Usually that doesn't happen to me when I'm casting, but that save was unbelievable. Ocelon is going to muscle the ball past Scrub and put in a 6th goal. And if he wins this game by 1, we will remember that save to keep it at 5-all. He's got 2 minutes now and a 1-goal lead as he looks for the game 7. Scrubkilla has to defend against Ocelon's bump, but this time Ocelon kind of runs it right into him and he fails the wave dash. Scrubkilla ties it. And I have to ask the question, is the air dribble bump the right option for Ocelon? You know, it's worked once, maybe a couple of times this series, but he's tried it an awful lot more than that. I think there are safer options that don't compromise his positioning quite as much, especially when he has a lead. If he's looking for a comeback, sure, why not? Just go for the high-risk play, but he had the goal lead there. You know, if you're wondering why I'm not reacting to that Ocelon save, it's because he's just saving absolutely everything right now. Ocelon decides not to dodge into this one. He would have really taken himself out of the game if he did. Scrubkilla hiding behind the ball, gets it past Ocelon, who's tracking back as fast as he can, pinches it to safety. He's got to look out for the demo, and he just jumps over it. Ocelon taking it to the air once again. This time he's going for the delayed air dribble, but Scrub seems to have a way better read on Ocelon's air dribbling plays than Ocelon does of Scrub's. And I say it again, I think that there are better options for Ocelon. Is he going to agree with that fact? He will look for a shot. It's a bit tame. Definitely too tame to threaten Scrubkilla in his current form. Good boost management by Ocelon. He's going to grab the 100. And he's got it past Scrub with a quick turnaround. And in 32 seconds left, Ocelon takes the lead. Scrubkilla was not ready for Ocelon to turn around there. He just wanted a 50-50. Now Ocelon just has to hold on. It's a shot from Scrub. Another save by Ocelon. He refuses to concede kickoff goals in Game 6, but air dribbles have been working for Scrub, and they continue to work. Ocelon just can't get a good enough hitbox on the ball as Scrubkilla forces it through him. And we are all tied up with 19 seconds left. One more goal for Scrub could be all he needs to make it into the grand final against Fairy. Ocelon needs a goal to make it into Game 7 against Scrub. We're into the final 10 seconds now. Ocelon on the ball, but Scrubkilla bumps him off it not once but twice, and he has an open net which he will score. Scrubkilla with 4 seconds left double bumps Ocelon, and he puts in the open net. And you know, without a kickoff goal, this might be the end of Ocelon's tournament life. He has scored many. Now he really needs one. It's not going to be a direct kickoff goal. Scrubkilla puts it into the floor, and he will move into the grand final and have another chance to beat Fairy in a best of 7. So there is the confirmation. The last series of the Mannfield Night 5k Gauntlet will be Killa versus Fairy Peak. The pair started 2018 with a 12 Titans Year 2 Grand Final, and now, 1 year later, they match up once again. Let's not forget the amazing series that we just saw from Ocelon though, as well as his performance against Fairy during league play that made us believe that the Frenchman is beatable. Come back tomorrow to find out if Scrub can do just that on the last day of the tournament. 34 days of competition have all led up to this moment. One best of 7 series between two of the most dominant players that Rocket League has ever seen. There's only room for one champion though, and we'll find out tomorrow who it's gonna be. Last chance for Ocelon to save his tournament. He's in the blue against Scrub, who's on a 3-game win streak. Ocelon gets a demo early on. If Scrub spawned on the side in front of him, Ocelon could have gone for a double. He's going to turn around for a close range flick. Crossbar has been saving so many shots for Killa in the last few games. Look at that by Ocelon. You don't get much closer than that when you pull out a flick and actually score. Holy cow, Killa didn't have much to say about that one. 1-0 Ocelon in Game 6. I'm sure everybody right now would love to see a Game 7 between these two. Ocelon has, I think, certainly done enough to deserve a Game 7. Maybe not a series win. A Game 7 would be appropriate, I think. This time Killa is going to pile drive a challenge over the top and tie up the game. It's not going to be easy for Ocelon to get to Game 7. I'll tell you what though, if he can keep getting a couple of kickoff goals every game, that will definitely help a significant amount. 30 seconds into this one, 2-1 lead for Ocelon. Killa refusing to change up his kickoff. He could be faking on diagonals, he could be half flipping on the straight spawn, he could be delaying his approach on the offset spawn. There's lots of things he could do differently, but he just wants to keep on doing what he's always done. That is play brute force Rocket League, an air dribble for Scrub. Or just actually more of a wall shot really. A single touch is all he needed. Ocelon wasn't too far off making contact, but Killa gets it past him with a very nice shot. It's even more well done to realize that he had a chance there to beat Ocelon to the ball and put it into the net. A big chance for Ocelon. What he does here is going to tell us a lot about his plans for this game. It's just going to be another bump attempt, and this time Scrub can't get in the way of it a second time. Although he got a little bit of a touch on this one. He wasn't able to recover and get a second. Killa wasn't far off though. That was a valiant effort. But Ocelon will catch the ball as it hits the ground and puts it on target. Another kickoff goal for Ocelon. Killa. Oh, Ocelon's missed it actually. I was about to say Killa should really start mixing it up a little bit more. Sometimes if you're losing kickoffs, the best thing to do is change your strategy completely. Killa is not doing that right now, and he's putting himself in awkward spots, and he does go down 4-2. It should have been 4-2 on the kickoff. It is 4-2 now. Strong challenges by both players already this game. Ocelon maybe looking for a ball chase here. No, he's going to just go for the boost, but he's dodged into it, and Scrub's beat him to it. Now here comes Killa with another air dribble. Ocelon saves it. What is he going to do now? He's got not much boost. We saw some great zero boost defense from Scrub at the end of last game, but Ocelon can't hold on for anywhere near as long. Killa scores almost immediately. Ocelon was a bit panicked. He just wanted to try and put in an early challenge, or a challenge as early as he could, I suppose. Not feeling very comfortable with zero boost in defense. Killa now. A chance to tie the game. Into the air we go again. What's it going to be? It's going to be another air dribble into the top shelf, and Ocelon's all too scared of the air dribble bumps. He's waiting for Killa to fly over him here so that he can then fly into the ball after avoiding the bump, but Scrubkilla didn't even go for the bump this time. He just dribbled the ball into the top shelf. That's what Ocelon did not try to counter. There's the kickoff goal though for Ocelon. It's 5-4. That should be, it's his second kickoff goal of the game. It should be his third. He's destroying Scrub on kickoffs. This time Scrubkilla loses it territorially, but still beats Ocelon to it. Good save though by Ocelon. He's got a chance now to counter. Scrubkilla looking a little bit risky perhaps, but Ocelon doesn't have his dodge when he reaches the ball. Scrubkilla looking to take control with 11 boost in defense. Ocelon though trips him up on the landing, and he'll take the ball for himself. He's turned around early actually. Doesn't want to waste any time because he knows although he doesn't have 100 boost, nor does Scrubkilla. Scrubkilla gets it over him though, and that's going to be the tie game. Ocelon with a careless challenge in plain sight. I think he needs to be a little bit more deceptive with his approach. You know, coming in with a rush challenge when your opponent is hiding behind the ball and they can't really see what you're doing, that makes sense, but it definitely doesn't make sense. Holy cow, wait a second! That might be the best save we've seen all tournament. Ocelon looked like he was about to concede a kickoff goal, but somehow he's kept it out. And I honestly don't know how he's managed it. That save was so good, I forgot what I was talking about before this. I actually don't know, I've lost my train of thought. Usually that doesn't happen to me when I'm casting, but that save was unbelievable. Ocelon is going to muscle the ball past Scrub and put in a 6th goal. And if he wins this game by 1, we will remember that save to keep it at 5-all. He's got 2 minutes now and a 1-goal lead as he looks for the game 7. Scrubkilla has to defend against Ocelon's bump, but this time Ocelon kind of runs it right into him and he fails the wave dash. Scrubkilla ties it. And I have to ask the question, is the air dribble bump the right option for Ocelon? You know, it's worked once, maybe a couple of times this series, but he's tried it an awful lot more than that. I think there are safer options that don't compromise his positioning quite as much, especially when he has a lead. If he's looking for a comeback, sure, why not? Just go for the high-risk play, but he had the goal lead there. You know, if you're wondering why I'm not reacting to that Ocelon's save, it's because he's just saving absolutely everything right now. Ocelon decides not to dodge into this one. He would have really taken himself out of the game if he did. Scrubkilla hiding behind the ball, gets it past Ocelon, who's tracking back as fast as he can, pinches it to safety. He's got to look out for the demo, and he just jumps over it. Ocelon taking it to the air once again. This time he's going for the delayed air dribble, but Scrub seems to have a way better read on Ocelon's air dribbling plays than Ocelon does of Scrub's. And I say it again, I think that there are better options for Ocelon. Is he going to agree with that fact? He will look for a shot. It's a bit tame. Definitely too tame to threaten Scrubkilla in his current form. Good boost management by Ocelon. He's going to grab the 100. And he's got it past Scrub with a quick turnaround. And with 32 seconds left, Ocelon takes the lead. Scrubkilla was not ready for Ocelon to turn around there. He just wanted a 50-50. Now Ocelon just has to hold on. It's a shot from Scrub. Another save by Ocelon. He refuses to concede kickoff goals in Game 6, but air dribbles have been working for Scrub, and they continue to work. Ocelon just can't get a good enough hitbox on the ball as Scrubkilla forces it through him. And we are all tied up with 19 seconds left. One more goal for Scrub could be all he needs to make it into the grand final against Fairy. Ocelon needs a goal to make it into Game 7 against Scrub. We're into the final 10 seconds now. Ocelon on the ball, but Scrubkilla bumps him off it not once but twice, and he has an open net which he will score. Scrubkilla with 4 seconds left double bumps Ocelon, and he puts in the open net. And you know, without a kickoff goal, this might be the end of Ocelon's tournament life. He has scored many. Now he really needs one. It's not going to be a direct kickoff goal. Scrubkilla puts it into the floor, and he will move into the grand final and have another chance to beat Fairy in a best of 7.